to a point where like I actually found some success and then kept doing the three things and found massive success, right? Because it's the basis of building sales funnels. And once I realized that a sales funnel isn't just like something on the office wall, right? That every single sales office has a picture of some form of sales funnel on the wall where they're like, this is where the prospect starts, and this is where the prospect becomes a client, and this is where they actually start they're going to pay off, right? I didn't realize what all that meant. I didn't realize that you had to craft a successful sales message in order to attract those people into uh, your sphere of influence. And then from there, I didn't understand that that builds your database for you to follow up with those people, right? And for us, this is the basics, right? For new people that we're training, this is like beyond comprehension almost for them, right? They've never dealt with that. Noel and I were talking a little bit about that just a couple minutes ago, that you know, when you first start out, it's just nobody's really there to show you, unless you know someone like me, or you know someone like Noel, right? Or you know someone like Mindy. I'm sure you're there to help your people as much as humanly possible, right?
Yeah.
And so that's what we're really trying to do, is get people to understand that it's just a real simple process of crafting your own sales message, building your database, and then following up with those people until they purchase a house, or until they tell you that, hey, I need you to help me with this. Once they say, I need your expertise on anything, they're gonna probably buy from you in the future if you stay up on prospecting. You keep following up, right? How much do you sell a year, Mindy?
So I just recently, about a year ago, or a little over a year, came on to EXP.
Okay, but you were with other
So
people before, right?
yeah, so I was in referral status to my old boss, who said to me, "Hey, you should get your license."
Okay.
We were with so that time we were with Berkshire Hathaway. And I think I made about $6,000 in referral status with only like two deals. And
Okay.
then yeah, and then my first year with the XP, I had like five or six deals. I'm not really like count my numbers and look for records and all that kind of thing. I do want Icon.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I think I was, like 1.5 million in sales
Okay. So you're
this
still
past
pretty
year.
fresh then.
Very much, yeah. But
Okay.
I've been in
So
marketing for like 10 years in real estate. So
right. So you know how to craft a successful sales message, right?
I mean, sort of, but then I get in my own way. You know how
Yeah.
that goes.
No, and that happens. That happens
Yeah,
all the time. And
yeah.
there's only one way to get over it.
Is to just go do it, right,
Just to
Matt?
step aside and run straight
Yeah, like
for it. Like,
we're gonna run fast. So
yep.
I just had a limiting belief on the way to rugby. I told my daughter, "Oh, this house right down the road from us in my neighborhood came up on the foreclosure list, but I'm not going to call them yet because I
Yeah.
haven't done it yet." Why
Yeah.
wouldn't I just do it?
Just do it.
How can
You
I
know,
have experience with that if I don't just do it?
so, right. And with foreclosures, uh, I want to say that they're easy, but they're going to be abrasive because
Yeah.
they're losing their home.
Yeah.
Okay. They have
Yeah.
failed at a catastrophic level to
Yes.
where they are no longer allowed to own their home. So when
Yeah.
you talk to them, you can go up and you can be excited. And I've done this before where I was
Yeah.
just like, I have the solution for you. I have
Uh-huh.
the answer for you.
I
And
can help you.
they're like, screw off, Matt, because you shouldn't have all this information. And I'm like, but all we have to do is list it and short sell it, or come up with
Hmm.
any solution for them. And they're always going to be abrasive at first.
Yeah.
So
They're hurt. They're
yeah,
already
so
hurt.
you got to be real soft on them,
Uh-huh.
which will be a little easier. I'm 6'4", six
Oh,
foot four, and
yeah,
like
I'm 5'2".
280 pounds, right? I'm
So
big.
you come in a little,
I've got
yeah, you're
tattoos
very
on my
intimidating.
arms, like, so when I come in hot and I'm all excited, I can be a little intimidating,
Yeah.
right? So you might find it more advantageous that you're not 6'4" and almost 300 pounds of
Yeah. And hey,
testosterone coming at the foreclosure,
I'll be dead honest. Back in, 10 years ago, we were into foreclosure 3 times. So
yeah.
I'm safe. I'm not going to judge you. I've been there and
See,
crawled
and
my way
that's
out.
the message that you bring across to them, Mindy, right there.
Yeah.
That's what
Yeah.
you relate to
Yeah.
them, right?
Okay.
Make sure
Mhm.
that they understand that you understand what they're going through and you're
Yeah.
compassionate about it.
Yeah. They're
Because, like you said,
scared.
they're
Yeah.
hurting.
They're
Like,
hurt. They're scared. They're embarrassed. They can't,
yes.
they're living paycheck to paycheck, paying, yeah, rob Peter to pay Paul.
Yeah.
So yeah, but at that point, they don't think that there's any hope. They've looked at selling and they're like, well, we're underwater. We can't even close. So then, the short sale thing, I don't know how to just get experience doing that without just going and trial by fire, which
Yeah.
my mentor here said
Short
that's what I
sales,
do.
short
Yeah.
sales are as difficult as like a reverse mortgage.
Yeah.
Okay. And here's where it really comes down to: things aren't difficult at all. None of this is difficult.
Hmm.
You just haven't done it yet,
Right.
right?
But
When
I can
it
do
comes
anything.
when it comes down to a short sale,
Hmm.
what you're going to do is you're going to have your client call the bank that holds the
Okay.
note, and you're
Okay.
going to ask them what the payoff amount is.
Yeah.
They're two different numbers, Mindy.
Okay.
And if a person's in foreclosure,
Hmm.
the bank wants to recover
Yeah.
anything possible from
Okay.
that sale.
Right.
And so the bank probably won't give you the information directly
Hmm.
because you're not the one that owes the money.
Right.
But if your client calls and asks what the payoff amount is, you want to do a short sale, they'll give you that number, and it'll be drastically less than what is owed. Does that make sense?
Okay.
Because
It
it's like
does. It
what's
makes
owed plus
perfect.
just barely a little bit for the bank.
Okay.
Okay.
See, I didn't know that, Matt.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Reverse mortgages are tricky though. You don't want to let them know that you're getting ready to sell the house. The
Okay.
second a reverse mortgage bank knows that you're gonna sell on a reverse mortgage, they
Hmm.
start accruing interest like crazy.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
And
Okay. So
so
yeah, if they have a reverse mortgage in place, then
same
they're kind
verbiage,
of,
just
yeah.
don't tell them about the sale. So
Oh,
you're just looking for the payoff amount.
okay. So yeah, you're just asking if it was like a
Simple.
cash
Yeah.
payoff.
Yeah. Hey, if I could pay this off right now, what would be the payout? What would be
Okay.
what would be the amount?
Yeah.
Have you dealt with that before, Noel?
Not on your guys' end of things, but yeah, absolutely dealt with a ton of short sales, ton of reverse mortgage
Yeah.
sales.
Mhm.
Um, I mean, the biggest thing with short sales or anything in default is you've got a timeline.
Yeah.
The clock is ticking now, and so
Mhm.
getting a hold of the lenders as soon as possible is is the trick too, because there's mechanisms in place to stop everything. And
Right.
so you get a lot of people that they like you had mentioned, they don't know what their options are. and they think that all hope is lost. And and sometimes they're in that situation because they have their head in the sand. They think, well, you know what, there's not much I could do. I'll figure it out when it gets here. It's just kind of this avoidance. And so you may be one of the people they initially avoid because they might think that you're a big part of the machine. Don't really know.
Oh,
And
yeah. Ooh.
you know, and so, you know, I think, you know, like your approach to it, from a sympathetic point of view, puts you in a perfect position to actually be able to
Mhm.
service these people.
Yeah.
I've been there. I know what it's like. I'm
Yeah,
not
like this is what I didn't know then, right? I didn't
right,
know, and you're right. I looked at them as like a part of the system that was messing up everything for us or whatever.
right,
Okay.
right.
Yeah.
And once you get past that first initial, just that icebreaker, once they realize, like, once you can kind of align yourself with them, now we can problem solve, and I'm part of the solution. And the beautiful part about that too is, um, you know, I've seen so many people go through that short sale process and then become homeowners again
Yeah.
because the agent that helped them, you know, through that process stays in touch with them and say, hey, let's get you back on a plan to get you financially well and
Mhm.
eventually become a homeowner again. Let's get you on a path to
Yeah.
to get you back to home ownership. And and it's cool because you'd be surprised on how many referrals you'll get out of that. Not only did you help them, but all of a sudden you were the person that helped them when they were in a really bad situation. And guess who they're
Yeah.
going to be telling all their friends and family? Hey, you know what? Matt really helped me when I was in this situation. If you're
Yeah.
looking for a real estate agent, reach out. This guy can help.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
That's amazing, right? Yeah, like we were gonna be, yeah, people are like, we were gonna be homeless, have to move in with whoever, and it's just not working. That's amazing. Yeah.
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 And,
And
the amount of purpose that it'll give you just by
Mhm.
embracing it. I mean, if you
For
can't get
sure.
behind that, you know,
Uh-huh. Right. Just helping these people. Like I know what they feel like. I used to be there and I'm blessed to not be in that place. But I think you're right too. A lot of people are running towards like the $1 million deals, and a lot of people think that like I one person was like, oh yeah, we're looking to buy a house, but it's probably not in your like range. I'm like, I don't have a price
right,
range for my people. I'm like helping the people that are swimming towards me. I don't care
yep.
if it's an $81,000 home or $1 million home.
right,
Obviously I want to
right,
help everyone.
right.
But okay, that's helpful.
Yeah,
So, but
absolutely.
then,
And you know, it really, that's why it's so important to have a good lender partner too. Somebody that you
yeah.
know is going to get those people on the right track and then get them to stay on the right track. I mean, there's so many lenders out there that I've dealt with that, they're just looking for their 1% commission, it seems like, right? And then there are those lenders that are out there that I work with that they're following up with my clients every day. And if you have credit problems, come to Matt, right?
Mhm.
I don't
Yeah.
care. I had a guy tell me that I'm the master of long-term lead management, right? Because I follow up with people nonstop, for one, but for years. Like once you're in my database, I got you. That's it. I'm gonna call you and check in on you. I'm gonna get you hooked up with somebody that's not gonna be, judgmental about your credit situation because they have commission breath, right?
Mhm.
I'm gonna get you
Mhm.
hooked up with somebody that is going to take care of you from today till they retire, right?
Mhm.
And that's just the kind of people that I partner with, right?
Yeah.
Like
Cool.
I partnered with Noel, like he was the first person that I met in this industry, right? But we didn't know it, but we knew each other way, way back in the 90s when we
Yeah,
both worked at a mall, right?
Oh,
yep,
cool. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then I got into real estate and he was in a meeting and he was just like, here's all my information, here's my cell phone number, call me with any questions you ever have. And we've been through some rough ones, huh, Noel?
And they've been fun.
Yeah.
I've learned a
You know,
lot.
I learned all about the
Yeah.
Congressional Railroad Act of 1860.
Yep,
You remember that one?
I
And
do.
you know, it having partnerships like that with industry people, it makes it to where it's simple to say that I have a team, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's simple to say that I have a team of expert people that can help you. So when you're talking to somebody, you don't seem like you're part of the banking machine.
Mm-hmm.
You don't seem like you're part of this juggernaut that's going to come down on them because they're in foreclosure. You
Yeah.
have the secret. You know how to call the bank. You know
Mm-hmm.
who to call. You know
Mm-hmm.
who they need to speak to find the payoff amount.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if they have a reverse mortgage, they need to shut up about selling the house and just ask for the payoff amount. Right?
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
dealing with one right now that we got into escrow and we didn't hear about their reverse mortgage until like probably a month in, right?
Mm.
And it's a
Mm-hmm.
long escrow. And so it's
Yeah.
like all of a sudden there's more money coming out and they're elderly and unfortunately this is like the rest of their money, right?
Yeah.
And
Fixed income.
you know, you whatever comes along, no matter how complicated, if you have people like Noel, if you have people like a trusted lender in your pocket, then you have the resources necessary to be able to get the job done for your clients, you
Mm-hmm.
know, and people to lean on. I mean, you don't have to be the expert in every single thing, Mindy. You just don't,
Yeah. Yeah.
you
Right.
know.
And but learn anything, and it's I feel like that is the thing. It's about that education piece, we don't know what
Yeah,
we don't know, and neither
exactly.
do my neighbors.
You know,
Yep.
I didn't know when I first started, and I've been selling for 7 years, going on
Uh-huh.
8 years. You know, I've sold a large amount of homes.
Lots of
Uh,
houses.
but I didn't realize that I needed a vendors list full of
Yeah.
whatever someone would need, right? Because they're gonna be like, yeah, we need to get this house painted. Do you know somebody?
Mm-hmm.
And just to be the go-to person for them, all you're doing
Yeah.
is giving them a phone number, but
Yeah.
you made their life so much easier.
Yeah. Someone that is good at pressure washing. Hey,
Yeah.
this guy did my clients right. Here's their name,
Mhm.
number.
Yeah,
Yeah. A
exactly. And
resource like
you
that.
bring that person some business, so they're happy with you.
Yeah.
And
Adding value.
yeah,
Cool.
so we've got
Okay. So
about 10 minutes left.
yeah, so you had said something about just like scheduling a FISBO open house.
Yeah. So the way that I
That
do this, I'm going to go through it real quick because we don't have much
okay.
time. Okay.
Yeah, cool.
But
Yeah.
when I've seen for sale sign, for sale by owner, which if you listen to Tom or Mike Ferry, you'll find out it's a for sure business opportunity. Okay.
Yeah.
That's what it stands for. You call them, right?
Yeah.
And you let them know right off the bat you're a real estate agent. They're not
Mm-hmm.
going to like it, but just ask them, say, hey, if I could bring 5 or 10 people through on Saturday, would that be fair? Would you allow me to do that? And then
Okay.
they say yes, of course, right? And make sure that it's been listed on like fsbo.com or whatever for a good amount of time, because you
Okay.
want them to be a little frustrated with themselves, right?
True. Okay. Yeah, you don't want to be
And
like, oh, just
and
started.
so you say, okay, well, what I'm going to do for you is I'm going to set up some signs in your neighborhood, and I'm going to reach out to my contacts on social media and let them know that my open house is going to be on Saturday from 1 to 3. Does that work for you? And if it
Mhm.
works for them, they'll say yes. If not, they'll come up with the time for them so they have the control, right?
Okay. Yeah.
But you host the open house, and hey, if you bring a bunch of people through, they're going to be like impressed, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's a win-win for everybody. So they get to see a real estate agent doing what a real estate agent does to earn their business, right? Because their whole hang up is commission, and they
Yes.
don't realize that they're not listing their house for enough. quite
Mhm.
generally they list too low. And so they're leaving 40 grand on the table, and they're worried
And
about
then,
paying out an $11,000 commission, right? And
right.
so
And
if you
people
have
are
all of
thinking,
that ammo already loaded
yeah,
up here, so you can articulate it to them, it's a whole lot easier conversation. And all of a sudden, because really what you're trying to do is bring value, right? You're trying to show them your worth, that
Mhm.
you're going to make them 18% more on
Mhm.
average
Yeah.
than what they're going to be getting right now. And
And
so,
yeah.
it's more than just, the paperwork. A lot of
Right.
them think all we do is paperwork. Well, we
Mhm.
don't. We're marketers. We're 100% marketers. We
Mhm.
market ourselves, we market our clients' property, basically we're marketing buyers when we're showing them houses, right? And
Mhm.
we're constantly reaching out to people to bring them towards us, right? So that's our value. And if you articulate the value to the for sale by owner, that person will end up going with you, especially if they've frustrated, right? If
Mhm.
they've been trying to sell this house for a month and a half, and their neighbor went through someone, a real estate agent, that agent got them like tons of money in just a couple weeks on market, right? They've already seen the proof that, okay, this person, yeah, he had to pay out this commission. Okay, well, how much did he make on his house? Right?
Mhm.
At
Mhm.
the end of the day, a 6%, 5% commission is still way less than what you would make if you don't use an agent,
Mhm.
and just make sure that you can back up what you say. So you host the open house, and it's not hoping and praying that people show up. You get out there with your signs, and you get, I expect to see, we're Facebook friends, Mindy. So I expect to see
Yeah.
some marketing going towards the open house, right? Like, uh,
Mhm.
everybody wins at that point,
Yeah. I
and make
mean,
sure that you harvest every single piece of information from people when they come through the house. Simple.
gotcha. Yeah.
And
So you
then
could
and
maybe
then
bring
you're gonna
the
have a
value.
conversation with that for sale by owner after the open house. Hey, this is how it went. Just
Mhm.
to let you know, I mean, I'm interested in having a conversation with you if you'd like to talk about listing your house with me.
Mhm. Okay.
And commission's always negotiable. We know that, right?
Mhm.
We know that we don't want to go too low. Okay, we are worth our salt, but
Mhm.
at the same time, if you have to go 5% to make them feel better,
Yeah.
it's not the end of the world, right?
Right. Mhm.
And it's just a symbiotic relationship at that point where everybody wins.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and at this point, if they're priced low and they're not advertising, people either don't know about it or they think there's
The-
something wrong with it.
Yep. And what's beautiful is once that's your listing, it's got 0 days on market,
Yeah. That
right?
is beautiful. Yeah.
Because even if they put it on like pay face not Facebook, Zillow, right?
Mhm. Mhm.
Those aren't days on market. It never
Yeah.
went through an MLS, right?
Yep. Yep.
So at
Cool.
that point, it's just like I said, it works for everybody, including yourself, the buyer's agent, whoever brings the buyer, like the
Yeah.
person that's trying to sell his house by himself. I
Mm.
mean, I don't know about you, but like I don't know how to build a fence. So
Right.
if my fence blows down, I'm going to call a professional to
Mhm.
come build that fence, right?
Yeah.
I'm not going to sit there and moan about how much it's going to cost me to build the fence. I mean, I might, but at the same time, what choice do I have? Right?
Right.
Because
Mhm.
I'm not a contractor. I'm not an expert at that,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
Uh, but I am an expert at selling houses. Bottom line, and
Yeah.
that's the message that you have to bring across to people, and it'll make it
Mhm.
a whole lot easier for for you to have those conversations, foreclosure,
Mhm.
FSBO, whatever it is. You know, just make sure that you study scripts. And I'm going to text you a link to Tom Ferry's page.
Okay,
He's
great.
got, don't have to hire him for coaching. He's very
Yeah,
expensive,
well,
but there's just a ton of great scripts on there
okay.
for you to sift through. And he has,
So yeah, just a conversation starter is
yeah,
how you do this. I
that's
mean,
it.
because I could talk to people all day, but I
Yeah,
need to know what to say first. So that
needs to be a
what's the
driven
payoff?
conversation. Yep,
Yeah. Okay. Let me ask you real quick. I know you got to go. I really appreciate you. This is awesome info.
no problem.
So once you get the payoff, then you talk with the person and like when it's a foreclosure. So you talk with them and you say, hey, let's just do a short sale. So like where do I find out more to how to do that? What next and what that kind of stuff?
So go ahead and call a bank, any bank.
Yeah.
Tell them that you're a real estate agent and you want information on how
Yeah.
how a short sale would work with their bank.
Okay,
Okay.
gotcha.
And
Yeah, okay.
then
So ask
and
my
then
lender.
then it's all about just listing the house for enough to cover the cost of the sale, basically. Right?
Okay, yeah.
They're basically not going to make any money off it.
Yeah, but they're gonna get out of this hot water they're
They're
in.
going to get out of this hot water and have a second chance at credit report.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
most servicers, most lenders have a short sale department.
Yep.
So when
okay,
you reach out, you may just ask for the short sale department.
nice.
And then they'll each have their own um kind of process on
Okay,
how they negotiate that stuff, because um there's other things that that come with the territory of, because if they have multiple loans on the property, those that comes into play. But just to get it started, you
okay.
might just ask for the shorts. Do you guys have a short sale department?
Mm-hmm.
And
Okay,
Well,
that'll
I
get you in
just
the
got a
right department.
notification. We've got less than a minute.
okay, cool.
So
We'll look up some lunch and learns too with my broker or yeah,
yes.
mortgage friend.
Yep.
Okay, awesome. Well,
And
cool. I'll
Mindy, you
see you
have my
guys.
phone number, so if you ever have any
Okay,
questions, you can call me, okay?
amazing. Thank you, Matt. Nice to meet you, Noel.
Nice to meet you too, Mindy.
All right,
Thanks.
guys.
Have a good day.
All right.
Thank you.
See you soon. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.